Hi guys, so the International Trade Secretary Liz Truss was on LBC with Nick Ferrari, where she made this statement: I can absolutely guarantee no hormone-injected beef will be entering the United Kingdom. Now this, of course, is in relation to the Australian trade deal that she hopes to sign. And one of the important aspects of that is the importation of beef and lamb from Australia, which is likely to decimate the farming industry in the United Kingdom. Now, there are many issues to talk about here. For example, the environmental impact, of course. Boris Johnson has been talking about building back greener, building a green economy in the UK post-Brexit. Well, importing beef from thousands of miles away when you can actually import it from countries on your doorstep doesn't make ecological sense. But let's hear what she had to say about all of this.
So I am fully confident that our farmers will be able to compete. And I'd point out to you, Nick,
I'm confident they will be able to compete. This isn't a problem at the moment. But you're creating this problem. You're introducing a problem for the farming industry in the UK.
That currently the EU have tariff-free, quota-free access to the UK. And they're a much bigger beef producer than Australia. So we already import over 200,000 tonnes of beef from the EU.
Now, a problem with this is that it seems at the moment, now unless things have changed, goods coming from the EU are being waved through. There are no checks taking place. So if there are no checks taking place on goods coming into the UK from the EU, and I assume there are no checks taking place on goods coming into the UK from other parts of the world as well, how are you going to identify hormone-treated beef if you're not carrying out checks? That doesn't make any sense.
So what we're talking about is in the long term. So this is not going to happen quickly. There'll be a very long transition period, allowing Australia the same kind of access that the EU already have.
And how will we distinguish? How will we make sure that beef that's hormone injected or implanted won't get into the food chain?
We have export health certificates that stop that happening.
But a health certificate only says that it's fit for human consumption. The health certificate just says that certain checks have been carried out. Doesn't say whether it's been hormone injected or not. This isn't a requirement of the UK standards. We have to remember that the Tories had a chance to put this into legislation some months ago. Last year, there was a push to ban, through legislation, hormone injected beef, and the Conservatives voted against it. Now, how can they turn around and say, we're going to make sure that hormone-injected beef does not enter the UK market, but when there was an opportunity to put that into legislation, they voted against it? I don't trust Liz Truss. In the same way I don't trust Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson said he would guarantee there would be no border in the Irish Sea. There would be no border between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. There's a border between Great Britain and Northern Ireland. When Boris Johnson guarantees something, you know the opposite is true. So why should we believe Liz Truss here?
So there's no
I can
way
absolutely guarantee that no hormone-injected beef will be entering the United Kingdom.
Look, this is part of a bigger problem. This is part of a divergence away from EU standards. Now, why would the UK be doing this? Why would a post-Brexit Britain want to diverge away from EU standards and converge with lower standards, for example, from the United States or from Australia? Because many commentators are saying this is part of an attempt to stop the UK in the future from rejoining the European Union. Because in order to join the European Union, you need to converge with their standards. The EU have their standards, you converge with those, and the more aligned you are, the easier it is to join the European Union. What the UK is doing instead is diverging. It's going in the opposite direction. It's signing trade deals with it wants to sign trade deals with the United States, with Australia, which have lower standards when it comes to, for example, beef. If the UK has signed trade deals and wants to rejoin the European Union, it will have to renegotiate those trade deals. And of course, renegotiating the trade deal to increase the standards would be a problem. So it seems that the Brexiteers within Boris Johnson's government want not just to sign trade deals that are damaging to farming or to fishing or to the UK industry, but they also want to put in place blocks to future governments' ability to rejoin the European Union. This is extremely concerning. This is not about democracy. This is not about, okay, we try Brexit for a bit. If it doesn't work out, we allow future governments to re-enter the European Union as a member. This is about stopping that. Trade deals, if they're signed, they have to be renegotiated. That takes time. It takes effort, political capital as well. And the Brexiteers within Boris Johnson's government are trying to do whatever they can to stop that. I said before, Brexit was a mixture of racism and disaster capitalism. Destroy local industries, destroy businesses in order to allow others to sweep in and buy them up cheaply. This is one aspect of it. Those industries, those large corporations, those millionaires, billionaires, want to protect that. They don't want the UK rejoining the European Union. They don't care about democracy. They don't care about people's lives. It's all about them profiting at the expense of everyone else. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. But I feel that going forward, we're going to see more and more trade deals signed by Liz Truss, which are damaging to UK industry. But at the end of the day, for them, the benefit is further and further away, moving further and further away from alignment with the European Union. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?